What if you found out that you have abilities which are connected to the spirit realm? But instead of seeing spirits or feeling them, you nullify their presence and ground and shield the sensitives around you. Tonight we have Tyler, a Freemason who shares stories about his unique ability, his spiritual journey, and misconceptions about Freemasons. Enjoy. Okay, so tonight we have a guest from sabihin mo na kung mali yung from a Masonic order. Tama ba ang aking pagsabi doon? Or it's better to say the
Uh,
Mason, a
yeah, from a
Freemason.
Mason, from a Masonic lodge in the Philippines.
Okay. So syempre he will not disclose kung anong lodge yun and all that. Syempre anonymous pa rin tayo. Pero we met online and actually kukwento ko briefly if okay lang Tyler, si Tyler, yung kung paano tayo nagkakilala. So you were referred actually by Spiritum. I think
Yes,
you were
that's
friends in
correct.
another group. And syempre, we would deduce that you were interested in LNK. Is that safe to assume?
Yeah, yeah, very, actually very, very interested.
Okay, okay. So, yun nga, eventually, we got to talk about stuff and then he wanted to talk to Olivia. So, he had a reading with Olivia also. And then, he had a reading with Miss May. So, I will not spoil the story for that. Pero, ang nasabi ni Tyler sa atin is, yung hinala niya na meron siyang sensitivity, totoo nga. Tama ba? So, Tyler, pa-explain na lang sa amin, when did it start? What age mo yung parang feeling mo meron kang kakaibang na experience?
Well, since I was young, no, and I don't remember my exact age then.
Mm-mm.
But as far as I can remember, napansin ko na parang hindi ako ganun ka takot sa dilim, no.
Mm-mm.
Nung bata pa ako. Siyempre pag mga bata ang
Mm-mm.
disposition matakot talaga sa dilim, no. Ako siguro hindi ko naman sinasabing hindi ako talaga natatakot, pero hindi gaanong natatakot. Hindi naman yung komportable ka ng
Oo.
todo-todo, pero okay lang 'pag pinapunta sa isang lugar na madilim. Halimbawa, nakapatay na yung ilaw sa bahay, may papakuha sa kusina ng hating gabi,
Mm-mm.
okay lang, kaya, na hindi nagbubukas ng ilaw. Although siyempre nung panahong yun hindi ko naman masasabi, siguro gifted ako, may
Oo,
may
oo.
may kakayahan ako or what. Well, hindi naman. Pero nung tumanda na ako, as I grew older, um, I sensed that, yun nga, I was comfortable with the dark. Parang hindi takot, hindi scared. At peace, kumbaga.
Mm-mm.
Hindi ko alam kung yabang lang yun o
Oo.
talagang gano'n. So, o
Oo.
talagang meron akong abilidad na kakaiba. And then, siguro bandang kolehiyo, no? I recall that a close friend who had her, who had, well, who I assume she still has her third eye open, told me that I had a gift. Um, as it was relayed to me, syempre, hindi ko naman maintindihan nung panahon yun, yung mga
Oo.
specifics or technicalities, no? I was told that yung gift ko was quite dark or negative, or that my energy was negative by default, or at least yun yung
Mm-mm.
reading niya sa akin, no? So naisip ko, baka yun ang dahilan kung bakit komportable ako simula nung
Oo.
bata pa sa dilim, no? Something like that. So, but of course, I was skeptical, no? And to be honest, naisip ko kasi ano ba yung gift, 'di ba? Pag gift, yung typical, 'di ba? Yung typical na nakakakita,
Yes.
nakakaramdam,
Yes.
pero hindi naman kasi ako gano'n, eh. Wala ever since, until now, no? O hindi yung nakakaramdam na parang merong nandito malapit
Mm-mm.
na nase-sense ko, no?
Mm-mm.
Parang walang gano'n, eh. So, I was very skeptical. Sabi ko, hindi naman yata totoo 'yun. So, um, but I was told by that friend na yung gift ko was sort of being, uh, is of being a shield,
Okay.
or parang kaya hindi ako nakakakita dahil daw umiiwas sa akin or something like
Okay.
that, yung mga spirits. Of course, I didn't know if that was true or not. And I didn't make an effort to confirm it with any practitioner or professional or expert. No? So I just took it as it is. So sabi ko, baka ganun nga, baka hindi, or baka wala lang talaga. O baka nagbibiro lang siya at wala lang talaga ako nakikita. But as I grew much older, yun nga, napansin ko na wala nga talaga akong nakikita o nararamdaman na spirits, no? Kahit sa isang bagay, kahit sa isang bahay
Bahay.
o lugar na may reputasyon na ay
Yes.
maraming mga spirits dito, no?
Oo.
So wala akong nakikita. So tuwing meron din akong mga kasama na alam kong at sinasabi nilang open ang third eye nila, parang wala daw silang nakikita pag nandun ako.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
so sabi ko, okay, paano nangyari yun? Hindi ko alam.
Oo.
So again, I did not try to confirm whether I really had the gift. No? Until last year, as you mentioned earlier, I chanced upon the paranormal podcast last October. And yes, that was your interview with the Spiritum. No?
Mm.
So I was listening live.
Okay.
Hindi ko napansin na matagal pala yung interview pero tutok na tutok ako nun.
5 oras. Oo.
Nakakatuwa, no?
Oo.
Nakakatuwa. So after that, I reached out to Spiritum. I mean, I didn't know him.
Oo.
So I just searched for his account and messaged him. Sabi ko, could you help me confirm whether I really have this gift or if I could have my third eye open? Then he referred me to you guys. No? And of course, I reached out to you. And eventually, yun nga, I had a tarot reading session with Olivia in an Akashic session with May.
Mm.
Yun, they confirmed that I indeed have a gift, no? But it is not negative or dark as was previously told to me. I was told that I'm an earth empath or a guide. No? My third eye, as I was told, has been open all along. But my gift is not of the seeing kind. No?
Oo.
I was told that my specific gift is one of, I believe the term is projection. I am able to give help and assistance as opposed to receiving help.
Yes.
Parang yun nga, guide. Which is why I apparently cannot see spirits. So I'm not receptive, so more outward.
Yes.
So I was told that I'm able to guide people, spot problems, find solutions, or at least help them to find one. So, of course, I'm very, what do you call this? Of course, happy that I was able to confirm na yun nga, that I have a gift, and that, of course, I'm very interested to further develop this, as I believe it is my obligation to optimize whatever has been given to me. So that's the not so short story of how I discovered and how I came to meet you guys.
Oo. Pero kung ako nasa position mo, wasn't there anything that made you at least believe that you had this sensitivity or this ability? Kasi parang if all this time wala kang nararamdaman, why would you follow up on it? Was there something that triggered you or an instance that made you think?
Siguro because I've been and I am actually I am with people who are close to me, who have yun nga abilities.
Okay.
Parang open yung third eye nila and nakakakita talaga sila. Ever since nakakita sila, some are very strong yung abilities, some naman, I mean, I wouldn't say weak, but I mean, kaya nila, but not that strong. Pero, I mean, in short, tuwing kasama talaga ako, parang wala akong nararamdaman, sabi nila. But parang wala, parang sila, parang always always, I don't know the right term, parang nakabukas parati, may
Oo.
nararamdaman parati.
Yes, oo.
So parang pag hindi na ako kasama, meron na ulit silang
Okay.
nararamdaman. O parang nasa isang lugar kami, for example, um, pag nandun ako, walang nangyayari. Pag umalis ako, yun nga, biglang
Makikita,
biglang may
mararamdaman.
kagalaw na lang na bagay.
Oo,
So
oo.
parang, bakit ganun? So parang, maski sila, because sinasabi ko kasi, baka meron akong gift or ability or sensitive. Again, I'm sorry, I don't know the technical term, no? But
Yeah.
yun nga, sabi ko, meron yata akong ability. Pero hindi ko alam, wala akong nakakausap. So, pero kasi, sinasabi na ako, kasi pag kasama ka namin, wala kang nakikita,
Oo,
walang
oo.
nararamdaman. So parang, ano ko, parang blocker or shield or what.
Oo,
So,
parang ganun no?
parang gano'n. So, yun. So that led me to ask, yun nga, yung nung una ko napakinggan yung podcast, sabi ko, baka ano to, baka this is, kasi I chanced upon it. I mean, it wasn't planned. So, I said, baka, alam mo yun, baka, ito, sinasabi na nila, ito, pwede mong tanungin sa kanila. O pwede kang magpatulong sa kanila. So, and then, yun nga, yun na confirmed kahit paano na yun nga, meron tayo to a certain extent na abilidad.
Hindi ko lang gusto mo try yung kay Sir Gerard eh. Itong si tsaka si Gray, by chance, yun rin, parang sabi ko, join kayo kakusapin si Sir Gerard. Pati sila Gray nga, sila JP, amazed kasi parang iba yung, again, ayoko rin sabihin na gano'n, parang ang lakas ng power niya, pero in general, mas attuned siya, let's say, mas attuned siya sa spiritual world. Si Doc, doctor kasi siya, si Doc, for the longest time, may nafe-feel siya talaga. Hindi niya ma-confirm, pero may nafe-feel siya. Tapos, nung nag-usap kami with Gerard nga, ayun na, yung guides, spirit guides ni nag-talk through, I mean, nagkakipag-communicate through Gerard. May pinagsasabihan siya, mali yung ginagawa mo sa sa career mo, mag-specialize ka dito. As in talaga nakakatawa kasi parang through Gerard, pinagsasabihan siya nung spirit guide siya. So hindi ko alam if, again, sinasabi nila lahat may spirit guides, di ba? So hindi ko alam if you want to go that path and find out if are there guides helping you, kasi parang to help you understand, kasi again, first, ang cheesy pakinggan, pero parang X-Men lang, iba-ibang abilities nyo eh. Hindi ko, ngayon ko lang narinig na ganyan na parang nagkaka-negative space pag nandiyan ka, biglang hindi sila makalapit, hindi sila makapunta.
Yeah. Ako, I'd be very interested. I'd be very interested in that. Actually, when I had my reading with Maine, because he said, bakit, yun nga, bakit, I actually asked that, kung bakit parang, kasi sinabihan nga ako ng kaibigan ko dati na negative daw yung energy ko, kaya walang lumalapit. In short, that's what, yun yung context nung sinasabi ko, dark.
Yes.
So parang yung energy ko ay negative by default. So walang lumalapit. So sabi ko, ba't sabi niya, it's not that your energy is negative. Wala daw siyang nakikita o nararamdaman na negativity sa energy ko. It's more of, sinasabi niya, ikaw kasi, because earth empath ka, so yung element mo is earth. So
yes,
you ground people. The person or persons who are close to you are more of, kasi na, of course, at that time, I gave details, no?
Yes.
Na, so, sabi nila, they're more, yung elements nila, more of air.
Okay.
But when you're with them, you ground them. So, wala silang nakikita. So, more of, parang, dun sila I don't know the correct term, siguro, I guess they thrive in air, that's their element.
Yes.
But when I'm with them, I don't know if the right term is overpowering them or I prevail, because I ground them.
Yes,
So they're not able to see anything. So that was how it was explained to me. So of course, I'd want to learn more about it. No? So definitely, kung sino pa ang pwede kong makausap or makatulong, I'm really interested because because yun nga, I was told that my gift is basically how should I take it? External, meaning helping
Yes, oo,
others.
oo.
Since I already have this gift, why not help or maximize helping others?
Mm-mm.
So why not developing this further? Why not maximizing this, optimizing my gift so that I can help more people in whatever way I
Mm-mm.
can?
Mm-mm. I'm not sure if narinig mo yun sa ibang, I forgot anong podcast ko narinig yun, but there was a psychic who explained na yun nga yung grounding nga na parang kung masyado ka naka-attune to that spiritual world, dumadating sa point na kausap mo na yung mga halaman, kausap mo na yung mga puno, na kailangan mo mag-ground nga. Which is yung sinasabi mo nga na parang kailangan mo, parang i-back to earth mo sila. Oh, dito ka sa katawang lupa mo. So baka ganun yung effect mo nga. Iko-question ko lang, Gray, kasi si Gray naman, similar, parang, again, yung pagkaintindi ko sa earth empath, kagaya kay Sir Zernan, na attuned sa earth, may nararamdaman. So si Gray, may nararamdaman rin siya pag may earthquake. Although hindi siya parehong physical manifestation kay Sir Zernan, may nararamdaman siya. Sa iyo ba, wala kang ganong feelings minsan na, yung parang, oy, parang lilindol. Walang mga small things like that na ini-ignore mo
Wala.
lang. Wala.
Wala eh. Parang
Mm.
yung isa pagpaliwanag sa akin, yung aspeto ng pagiging receptive, wala ako nun. Or
Mm.
hindi ko pa na-activate.
Mm. Mm.
Or parang sinasabi rin na yung parang personality ko nga is more of giving.
Mm.
So, more of hindi pa ako sanay na
To receive.
makakuha o kumuha. So, parang sinasabi nga, whether this is a deficiency or not, parang kumbaga my personality is wired in the sense that ayoko mag-receive kasi it's a sign of weakness.
Mm.
Something like that. So, parang ganun pa yung aking disposition sa pagkakabasa sa akin. So, you should be more open. Kumbaga, balansehin.
Yes, oo.
And that's one way of optimizing whatever I have, as I was
Oo,
told.
yes.
I'd be very interested in that, definitely.
Mm. After your reading, meron bang, weird ng questions ko, sorry pero after your reading, are there instances na parang medyo, may mga weird na na-experience ka o may, kahit with your friends na nakakaramdam? After
Wala naman. Parang normal pa rin.
Mm.
Normal pa rin. In fact, for example, over the holidays, when of course there were small get-togethers. Again, those people who were or who are sensitives were parang shut out. Parang wala.
Pagkasama ka.
Naka-off. Parang okay din na kasama ka kasi nakakapahinga kami.
Oo.
Something like that. So, I mean, of course, levity aside, it's something I'm really interested to know more about.
Okay, ma-shift naman tayo ng konti sa sa pagiging Mason mo. Okay. So, baka start with misconceptions. Misconceptions about being a Freemason.
Misconceptions about Freemasonry.
Freemason, oo.
First of all, ang una mo parating, or hindi mo palagi, ang isa sa mga maririnig mo ay hindi yan naniniwala sa Diyos. Yung mga Mason na yan, hindi yan naniniwala sa Diyos. Well, of course, that's not true because one of the prerequisites or for applying or for admission is that the applicant or the candidate must believe in a God or in a supreme being.
Yes.
So, kailangan maniwala ka sa Diyos. Kung sinong Diyos yun, yung Diyos mo. Hindi yan didiktahan ng kapatiran o ng masonerya. So, it may be your Trinitarian God. It may be another God. It may be the God of Islam, for example. Freemasonry accepts men of all creeds and race. We do not subscribe to a particular religious belief. Definitely, naniniwala kami sa Diyos.
Yes.
But we're not a religion. Freemasonry is not a religion. We have no salvific doctrine. Na follow the principles of Freemasonry and you'll go to heaven. That's not how it works. No.
Yes.
What the fraternity or what the brotherhood highlights is character building. No? So if you're, for example, a Catholic, you believe in the Trinitarian God,
Mm.
then you should be a good Catholic.
Okay.
And by being a good Catholic, perhaps by being inspired by the principles and lessons of Freemasonry, you become a good Catholic. Then you'll find salvation in your religion, but you're aided by the principles of the brotherhood or of the fraternity. Um, we accept men of all creeds and beliefs, no. So that's why we're prohibited from talking about religion
Mm.
inside the lodge. So we do
Okay.
not talk about religion, and for that matter, politics also.
Yes. Oo.
So we do not talk about divisive subjects, um, because we're essentially free thinkers, and so we should respect
Yes. Mm.
the opinions, the beliefs of our brothers.
Mm.
So hindi pinag-uusapan yan sa loya, yung relihiyon at politika. No?
Mm.
So basically, what Freemasonry is, it is a system of knowledge and morality that encourages members to be good men, and through their own religions, they will be saved.
Mm.
I mean, so hindi yung masonerya yung relihiyon mo.
Oo. Oo.
And I guess isa pa is, I guess since we're on the topic, parang we're not here to establish a new world order.
Oo.
Yung mga conspiracy
Kabal eh, no? Oo.
conspiracy theories.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Hindi totoo yan. No?
Oo.
So another one is that, well, not really a misconception, but perhaps a clarification that we do not recruit members.
Mm.
We do not solicit membership.
Mm.
That's why those who knock, nandun, di ba, yung pagkatok sa para makapasok ka sa masoneria,
Mm.
it should be out of your own volition.
Yes.
Nasa sa'yo yun. Ikaw ang kakatok. Hindi ka hahanapin.
Mm.
Ikaw ang maghahanap. So I guess in terms of misconceptions, yun ang naiisip ko sa ngayon.
Mm. Given na yun nga, at least you cleared up some stuff for sa mga conspiracy theories dyan na feeling nila ang mga Freemason ang mga kabal, yung mga elites na yung mga Illuminati. Again, nakwento ko na sa ito nung nag-uusap tayo sa chat. May kilala ko na doon ko lang na-realize. Actually, so technically nabuksan yung isip ko sa paranormal world, yung truth sa paranormal world. Well, truth based on stories. Technically last year, halos last year lang eh. Doon ko na-realize yung the power of intention kasi nakwento nga ni Nicholas na exorcist. And then, I have this relative, nagka-situation na kailangan ng holy water. Tapos, bigla sabi ko, ay, walang holy water dito. And so sabi niya, wait, sige, pahingi ng tubig na malinis, tsaka pahingi ng asin. And then, sabi niya, okay, dasalan natin to. Okay, holy water na to. So, doon ka na-connect na wait. Parang yan yung kinoconnect ko rin lang sa tinuro ni Nicholas na with proper intention, magagawa mong holy water yung tubig and asin. And then, may napanood nga akong TV series, Evil yung pangalan, Evil eh. Pero it's about psychologist and an exorcist in training, parang ganon. And ano na yung same concept na sabi ng isang girl, hindi naman siya possessed. Sabi nung kunyari, skeptic, hindi naman siya possessed. Ginanon ko siya ng holy water, wala nangyari. Tapos sabi nung pare, hindi mag-work yun kung wala yung intention mo eh. Parang ganun yung sabi. So parang doon ko naisip na, wait, so meron rin bang practices ang Freemasons na you don't have to answer fully pero kahit confirm lang or mag-nod ka lang or whatever. Pero so may practices rin similar to that? Or iba yung lodge niya, iba yung beliefs nila?
Actually, iba yun eh. At kung tutuusin kasi, ang pag naging Mason ka, pumasok ka sa Freemasonry, you are taught certain principles, certain teachings, values, virtues, no? Parang it's a system of morality, and morality is not shouldn't be taken in the religious sense at all. Yan, really. kayo. No, morality is perhaps can be taken as a guide for a man to be good and upright. No, so that's what morality is. So it's a system of morality. It's a guide that is veiled in allegory and
Okay.
illustrated by symbols. What does that mean? We use allegories, dramas,
Okay.
ceremonies
Okay.
to teach candidates or to teach applicants, no, what the fraternity is all about.
Okay.
And it is illustrated by symbols because we use the symbols of craftsmen, of the operative craftsmen
Yes. Yes.
of old that that they use, and we attribute moral values, moral principles to these what we call working tools. So it depends how if you want to take it deeper, you definitely can. No? Yun yung nagiging mystical
Mm-mm.
ang masonerya kung gusto mong laliman pa yung
Okay.
pagkakaalam mo sa brotherhood, no?
Oo.
Kasi let's take the definition, no? Mysticism.
Yes.
Mysticism pertains to the spiritual realm, no?
Yes.
Or the spiritual aspect of certain things or
Mm-mm.
concept. And then sinasabi esoteric yan.
Yes.
Because when we say esotericism, it pertains to specialized knowledge, no? Or the acquisition of specialized knowledge. Yung tinatawag natin na gnosis, di ba? Ng mga
Yes.
Griego.
Yes.
It's an insight into a person's divine nature or connection with the divine. No? So,
Yes.
kung gugustuhin mong pasukan yan, pag halimbawa, mason ka na at
Oo.
may mga nabasa kang libro sa deeper meaning ng masonerya, pwede mong pasukin yan.
Okay.
Pwede mong puntahan yan. We're free thinkers.
Yes.
You're free to further explore. Because some Freemasons are happy and are content with knowing the rituals, knowing the
Yes.
basic principles. And that's well and good, no problem with that. And
Mm.
by knowing those principles and virtues and tenets, they're able to be upright men as they should be. And that's perfectly fine. Some Freemasons go deeper, and that's perfectly fine as well, because they want to look at what's behind those symbols.
Yes.
Because as symbols, they have deeper meanings, and
Yes.
even the deeper meanings have further meanings that may not be known to everyone, or that some brothers may not be interested to know.
Yes. Oo.
So it depends. Parang you get what you put in. So if you want to put in more work in terms of knowing what these symbols are, knowing what these doctrines are, then sure, go ahead. You're very much welcome to do so.
Curious lang ako, does that mean na similar to the Roman Catholic Church, meron kayong scriptures na, or meron kayong, let's say, books, or meron kayong data, kung kailangan, if they want to dig deeper, pwede nilang gawin. Kasi merong mga libro, merong mga, ayoko sabihin tinatagong information, pero meron ba kayong parang gano'n? May parang library kayo na you can tap to if you want to dive deeper into certain aspects?
Merong mga nasusulat. Maraming mga Masonic authors na sumulat at patuloy na sumusulat pa tungkol sa deeper meaning ng masonerya. No? And these are books that are available online or
Okay.
that are in libraries. Actually, and thanks for the question. No? That prompted me to perhaps add another misconception. No?
Okay.
Clarify.
Yes.
Clarify a misconception. I do not want to add a misconception.
Okay.
So, just to clarify, kasi sinasabi, you're a secret society.
Oh, yes.
No, that's not true. We're not a secret society. We're a society with secrets.
Okay.
Why are we not a secret society? Because, I mean, I would say, because there are Masons who are publicly known to be Masons.
Yes.
Many people know that I'm a Mason. If you were a secret society, then you wouldn't even know that I'm a Mason, or you shouldn't know that I'm a Mason. But we're a society with secrets. And what are our secrets? Mainly, of course, our rituals, our ceremonies. and our modes of recognition. How will we
Okay.
know if there's another Mason or we're talking to another Mason? So there's a way to do that. So those are essentially our secrets. The rest are esoteric knowledge in the sense that if you want to dig deeper or if you want to look into Freemasonry, you may be able to find the information online or in,
Yes,
in,
oo.
in any publicly available book.
Mm.
There are even authors on Freemasonry who are not Masons. So they were able to access those information
Mm.
and they were able to write about the fraternity, about the brotherhood.
Mm.
But there are certain secrets that of course should not be divulged because not because they are nefarious
Mm.
or what or something like that, but because we want to preserve the experience for future candidates.
Okay.
Gusto namin syempre na maranasan nila. Kailangan
Yes.
sila mismo ang makaranas.
Mm.
Kaya hindi namin 'yon nilalabas.
Mm.
Or if one way or another nalaman mo yung mga hindi dapat malaman, parang hindi pa rin kumpleto dahil halimbawa may nalaman kang sikreto or a mode of recognition, for example, hindi mo naman alam kung paano mo gagamitin or
Yes.
hindi mo naman alam kung paano mo gagawin or kakabahan ka bago mo
Oo.
gawin. So,
Oo nga.
di ba? So parang kailangan ikaw mismo yung makaranas. So it's more of that. We keep the secret so that the experience is preserved for future candidates.
Ito again, sorry, marami akong ganito. Pwede rin cut. So, yung symbols na that you mentioned earlier, are some of those parang glyphs, yung parang mga runes na to that effect? Hindi.
Not really or not
Okay.
exactly. For example, those kinds. Well, when I mention, for example, symbols or working tools, example. For example, what's a common working tool? Okay, let's say a square. Yung parang craftsman
Yes.
square, no? Yung skwala, di ba? It's a symbol of morality, for
Okay.
example. Or this working tool is a symbol for uprightness. Or this tool is a symbol for temperance.
Okay.
For example, yung mga ganong klase no, na merong mga dahil nga galing ang tawag kasi sa amin we're speculative Freemasons, meaning we're not builders.
Okay, yes.
Hindi
Oo.
kami nagtatayo
Oo.
ng mga buildings and cathedrals or ang tawag sa kanila operative Masons,
Okay.
yung totoong gumagawa ng
talaga.
mga structures, no.
Structure.
Kami, yung masonerya ngayon are speculative Masons no? Or speculative Freemasonry. Of course, there are some who may actually be builders.
Yes.
So they're double purpose. But meaning, since doon nanggaling yung symbology ng masonerya, yun ang gagamitin namin. For example, the square is or symbolizes this virtue. The plumb line symbolizes this virtue. The level symbolizes this virtue. Yun yung mga symbols, for example. No? Pero yung mga binabanggit mo na deeper knowledge or how should we call it? Hidden mysteries. Yes, or let's call it that. No? For example, hidden mysteries. May mga mason na may kaalaman dyan.
Okay.
Hindi dahil mason sila,
pero
dahil baka alam na nila yan dati pa. Nadala nila yan sa pagiging mason nila. At marahil na idugtong nila o na-connecta nila yung hidden mysteries sa symbology ng pagiging mason.
Okay. Oo.
For example, an example for example is nakikita rin naman to sa mga ibang libro tungkol sa masonerya. A lodge or where we meet, no?
Yes.
The physical lodge room where we meet. Of course, it's being a room. It's typically 4 sides, no?
Yes.
4 sides. So, merong tinatawag dyan na symbology of the 4 elements na water, air, fire, earth.
Okay.
So binibigyan ng meaning.
Mm-mm.
Isang meaning yan. So may mga nag-aaral niyan. May mga mason halimbawa na, hindi, ayoko nang aralin yan. Parang hindi dahil ayaw talaga nila o hindi sila interesado, ngunit sapat sa kanila yung nalalaman na nila. So, pero meron namang iba na inaaral yan na the four sides of a lodge refer to the four elements of water, air, fire, and earth. Or for example, the four sides of a lodge refer to the four modes of consciousness. The north, this kind of consciousness.
Oo.
The west, this kind of consciousness. South and east, for example. So, pwedeng ganon. May mga nag-aaral nun. So, maaaring nakuha nila yung ganyang klaseng kaalaman sa labas ng masonerya at ipinasok ito.
Mm-mm.
Dahil lahat naman tayo ay isa lang naman ang pinanggalingan at meron naman tayong tinatawag na divine connection. Yung mga kaalaman, yung hidden mysteries, no, or what we call the mysteries of, diba, yung Eastern hidden mysteries of Egypt,
Yes.
or in India, for
Yes.
example, of the civilizations of old. Hindi naman yan naiiba sa karanasan ng mga tao sa ibang punto pa ng panahon. So in short, wala namang ibang paggagalingan yan, ngunit sa atin din.
Yes.
At nabibigyan lang ng halaga o bibigyan ng halaga at nabibigyan ng kahulugan ng masonerya at ng iba pang mga I suppose initiatory brotherhoods or organizations or fraternities.
Mm-mm. Bigla ko lang naisip, kasi again, nabalik ako sa parang pagka yung let's say a brotherhood with secrets nga or an organization with secrets. Could it be, okay, speculation ko lang to could it be na because pinros, parang ano ba yung tamang term, inatake ng church, kasi isa yun sa mga connection na gusto ko rin malaman and na-mention mo, could it be na dahil kaya naging medyo secretive ang Masonic rituals is because kung mapaprosecute sila ng Catholic Church?
I guess it may be related, no?
Mm-hmm.
It's true that there are writers who connect or want to connect Freemasonry with the Knights Templars.
Okay.
It's definitely a fertile topic of discussion.
Okay.
But as far as I know, in terms of formal organizational connection, there appears to be no connection.
Okay.
Between them.
Okay.
The Templars, well, according to historical accounts, the Knights Templars were founded in 1118, while modern Freemasonry was founded in 1717.
Okay.
So ang layo.
Oo.
Ang layo, no?
Mm-hmm.
But of course, there are principles that may have overlapped or may have carried over.
Mm-hmm.
This actually shows that the principles of spirituality or chivalry or performing noble deeds,
Yes,
or emphasizing connection with the divine or partaking of esoteric knowledge, it only proves that these are timeless. And there are men, or there have been persons who have been interested in these mysteries, in these esoteric mysteries since time immemorial. Well, there is in fact a Masonic order or degree of Knights Templars.
okay.
Meron
Oo.
yan. It's part of what we call the York Rite of Freemasonry. But then again, there are other Templar-inspired orders or organizations that are not connected with Freemasonry. So, hindi siya, what they call this, exclusive, yung connection ng Templars sa Freemasonry. Dahil may mga, I know for a fact that there are Templar organizations that are not Masonic.
Okay.
But some of their members are Masons. But organizationally, they're not found within the structure of Freemasonry, except for that one order of the temple. It's one degree in the York Rite of Freemasonry.
Are there rituals or practices that are similar in Templar groups and Freemasonry groups?
Well, I wouldn't know
Okay.
about the rituals of the other Templar
Okay,
groups,
okay,
so I may not be able to
okay,
answer that intelligently.
okay.
But of course, bawat degree sa masonerya ay may sariling ritual
Mm,
or may sariling ceremony.
okay, okay.
So in terms of that order of the temple within the York Rite of Freemasonry, it has its own ceremony.
Ceremonies. Okay. I-introduce lang kita. Merong pumasok dito, si JP. So, si JP, we can say na, tama ba JP? Sensitive yan. Okay. So, JP, hindi ka nakasama sa first part. Uh, Very interesting yung kwento ni Tyler na hindi siya nakakakita, hindi siya nakakaramdam, pero parang nullifier kung isipin mong ganon. Kunyari, sorry Tyler, yun yung example ko kasi pagkaintindihan namin ni JP sa comics. Kumbaga ko sa X-Men yan, pagkasama siya ng mga nakakakita, wala sila nakikita, wala sila nafe-feel.
Yung parang yung bata, what's yung name? Yung name nun, so parang yun nga, pag when you're around him, wala kang powers.
Tapos ang sabi ni, nagpa-read kasi siya kay Miss May tsaka kay Olivia, na parang, ano sabi ni Miss May, para siyang, parang shielding rin, no? Tama, no, Tyler? Parang shielding rin siya. So, ganun yung earth empath siya, ginaground niya yung mga tao. Actually, sabi ni Gray sa akin, nag-direct message. I'm not sure, Gray, kung makasalita ka or what. O, ako na magsasabi nung sinabi mo.
Ayun, ang tingin ko kasi parang ano siya, para siyang anchor kasi yung affinity ni Sir Tyler is mas more attuned siya sa earth. So, yung ibang psychics or ibang people na nahihirapang mag-ground, sa kanya nagla-latch on para mas maka-ground sila ng maayos. So, yun yung tingin ko kanina.
Oo. So, ikaw, JP, kilala ka naman ng gano'n? Kasi again, first time ko makarinig ng gano'n na yun nga, yun yung, pero hindi siya nakakakita, hindi siya nakakaramdam. Kasi yun, parang yun supposedly, either hindi niya pa ina-accept yun na mag-receive ng message or talagang mas external lang kanyang ano. May narinig kanyang ganyan, JP.
I think in a way, parang si Leech, yung bata nga sa X. So parang nullifier, and then medyo bad example, yung parang yung girl sa Twilight.
Hindi ko lang.
Sorry, very bad example.
Oo.
Pero yung walang mabasa si vampire sa kanya because parang naka-block yung mind niya or something.
Oo.
Si Bella.
Yun.
Okay.
And then going back to the earth empath niya, baka parang bato nga siya. As in
bato.
literal na bato.
Literal na bato.
Yun.
Parang wala talagang pakiramdam.
Manhid na manhid.
Yung like going back, parang grounding talaga. Like, ikaw yung type sa circle of paranormal people. Ikaw yung, guys, wag kayong masyadong lumipad. Parang dito pa rin tayo. Yung gano'n.
Tsaka pag literal pagkasama daw siya, wala sila nakikita. As in parang siya yung rest. Nakakapahinga sila sa pagiging sensitive. Kasi pagkasama siya, wala sila nakikita. Nararamdaman. Tama ba, Tyler? Pati parang pakiramdam, wala sila nararamdaman. No?
Yeah, gano'n, parang walang activity pag nandun ako, parang walang activity. Parang ano yun, hindi masayang kabanding. Parang kasi meron talaga akong mga nakakasama na may alam ko, well, sinasabi nila na meron silang sensitive sila, nakakakita talaga. Malakas talaga. Pero pag kasama ako, as in, wala. Parang time out. Parang wala. Parang ang linis nitong lugar. Wala silang nararamdaman. So, actually, ang sabi ni May was that since yun nga, earth empath ako, yung, I guess most ng mga nakakasama ko ay more on air yung element nila. So, yun nga daw, nag-ground ko sila. Kaya wala silang nakita. I guess, I don't know if that's the technical
tama naman.
explanation, but parang ganun daw.
So kayo bang nakakaramdam? Wala kayong nakikita? Na-nullify na rin ba kayo? O kailangan physical vicinity?
I don't know, parang normal pa rin.
Normal pa rin.
Nandito pa rin yung mga bahay.
Baka kailangan merong distance, may physical distance. Bigla ako na-curious, Tyler. So, meron bang, kunyari, iniisip ko lang meron bang certain distance yun na nullify mo? Kasi kunyari, magkakasama kayo, nagiinuman kayo, bigla mag-CR ka, bigla may konti, dahil lumayo ka sa kanila, so malayo may nakikita na siya. Wala naman kasi lang ganung kwento.
Sa experience ko, parang, within that venue, let's say it's a house, within that house.
Talaga? Okay.
Kasi multiple floors
Yes,
yun.
yes, oo.
Wala. Tapos, pag alis ko, meron ako din. So, parang gano'n. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Pero that's according to them.
Yes, that's according to them.
Parang wala na ako, back to
normal.
back to normal na. So, parang gano'n.
So, posibleng hindi naman sila nawawala. Nawawala lang yung sensitivity nila to them. Baka ganun hindi ko alam. Kung hindi mo technically pinupush out yung entities or yung spirits, pero as psychics lang, wala lang sila nararamdaman. Hindi ko alam. I'm just spitballing. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung... Kasi first time ko talaga makarinig ko.
O pwede kayong magpahinga.
Oo. Pagkasama ka. JP, sinabi ko nga kay Tyler kung gusto niyang sumama dun sa Sunday kasi yung dalawang masters na kaibigan mo, baka may mag-guide sa kanya about it. Kasi hindi ko alam.
Pwede.
Diba?
I think mas magkoconnect siya kay Noel.
Oo.
May similar ganyan si Noel eh.
Talaga?
Pangtaboy namin si Noel dati.
Talaga? So si Noel, siya, antingero. Antingero siya, Tyler. Baka nga mas may ma-advise siya sa'yo about it. Or again, kasi gusto ni Tyler makatulong rin, ma-optimize niya yung abilities niya in whatever way he can. So ganun. So magandang makausap nga sila Noel about it. Pero personally, sige, mapunta tayo doon. Personally, given na, let's say, you are able to develop it and all that, ano yung naisip mong matutulong with it? Or parang, do you think meron siyang parang may brackets of, may parang level 1, level 2 ba siya? Na-mention ba ni Miss Mayon or anything?
Kasi ang binanggit niya sa akin was that, yun nga, parang I'm predisposed to parang guide or help people. Parang advisor. I'm an advisor, I'm a guide, and parang consigliere.
Okay.
Para sa Godfather. Parang gano'n. So,
na-mention mo kanina na meron ka ring interest sa LNK. So meron ka bang practices or meron kang nag-anting-anting ka ba or something like that?
Actually, wala na interest, but not really, no experience yet in terms of practice o kung ano yung detalye, technical. More of interest lang talaga. And sana mas may matutunan pa tungkol doon. And I don't know where to go to find out more about it. So siguro dahil hindi pa ako masyado naka-research tungkol doon.
Yes, oo. Si Doc nga, parang nalaman niya na lang or naalala niya na grandfather niya, Doc, tama ba yun? Hindi ko lang makasagot ka. Pero grandfather niya o great-grandfather niya, may practice rin na ganun.
Yes.
And nalaman niya na lang parang, anyway. Nagagamit mo ba? May nagagamit ka na ba dun, Doc? Wala pa, no?
Siguro yung sensitivity. Yun lang. Sensitivity. Saka mas sensitive ako doon sa mga patients ko. Mas nalalaman ko yung mga, yung mga things na, syempre, as a doctor, we need to really dig deeper sa mga patients namin. Sometimes they're not telling the truth, or sometimes they're not telling everything that we need to know regarding their condition. So, yeah, it allows me to have a more deeper insight. Kumbaga, parang I can feel na okay, there's something you're not telling me.
Okay.
Parang ganon. And pero syempre, hindi ko naman sasabihin na parang, hey, I know there's something that you're not telling me. No, I don't do that. Pero I I try to ask them questions na that would lead me to the answers na I'm looking for kasi
Oo.
it really helps me, and at the end of the day it helps them
Yes,
more
oo.
than it helps me.
Oo.
So ayun, it made me more sensitive. Plus yung other stuffs pa na yung medyo mga spooky stuffs na nangyayari dito sa hospital. Ayun. Before I'm scared, before
Oo.
takot talaga ako.
Oo.
Pero now that I know, kumbaga hindi na ako natatakot. Kasi ngayon I understood kung okay, so maybe that's why,
Oo.
parang
Yes,
gano'n.
oo.
Especially nung last session natin,
Oo, kay Sir Gerard, ano?
it really opened a lot of doors.
Napagalitan ka
It opened my oo. No. Like, di ba when I told you the story dun sa yung parang condemned na floor dito sa hospital. I'm right here sa hospital ngayon.
Okay.
So kinlose kasi yung fourth floor na yun. It's and that floor is very popular talaga.
Oo.
No, na there are a lot of things happening on that floor. Even yung mga patients, they are telling us na something's wrong with that floor, no? Yung quarters namin nilagay dun sa fourth floor. So we're really completely alone.
Oo,
I'm alone
oo.
here sa fourth floor. So before, I was scared kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga naririnig ko.
Oo,
Ganyan,
oo.
someone walking outside, nag-go on and off yung faucet, nagfo-flush yung toilet, may kumakatok sa door. At first, I was scared, syempre. Pero now that I understand, kemi na lang.
Oo.
Parang
Oo,
ganun.
oo.
Although, yun nga kasi we fear what we don't understand.
Yes,
So
totoo.
now that I understand a little bit more, so I'm not really that scared
Mm-mm.
na. So ayun.
Tyler, may sinasabi sila JP and si Gray. JP, sige, kwento niyo yung parang na-feel nyo kay Tyler na aura.
Gray, sorry, back to you.
Okay.
Talagang ma-back to you ako agad.
Oo.
Hindi kasi, sabi kasi ni JP, tinatanong niya ako, parang pinapa-confirm niya if may nakikita daw ba akong grayish blue na aura sa paligid ni Sir Tyler. Since hindi naman ako yung nakakakita ng aura, sabi ko wala. Pero sabi ko may certain energy na ini-emit si Sir Tyler. Tapos nung dinedescribe nga namin, sabi namin para siyang bundok na mabato.
Mm-mm. So wait, share ko para makita nyo. Ayan. Parang
yan.
yan.
Parang Mount Apple na, yung boulder face ng Mount Apple.
Mm-mm.
Parang ganun yung energy niya.
Bigla ko lang naalala nung reading ni Sir Gerard last Sunday, may kausap siya, tapos parang sabi ni Sir Gerard, alam mo yung bantay mo, bato. Parang sabi niya, imagine mo sentient na bato. Parang ganun. So ako first time ko rin narinig yun. Parang, may pwede pala yun. Bato yung ano. So di ko alam. Natanong mo ba yun, Tyler, kay Miss Me, if with regards to spirit guides and ganung aspect?
Hindi. We were not able to go that far. No?
Mm-hmm.
Pero hindi. Pero interesting yan. Anong ibig sabihin kung, for example, ganyan mabato or
hindi ko rin alam. Kayo, JP. Parang yun yung energy mo, tama ba? Ano ba yun? Ganun.
Siguro ganun yung energy niya, Sir Direk.
Mm-hmm.
Yung Sir Tyler is more affiliated talaga sa Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya kapag i-read mo siya, ang unang papasok sa'yo is bato.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kaya siguro ang unang encounter natin with an Earth empath is si Sir Nan.
Yes, oo.
Pero yung kay Sir Nan is parang typically nararamdaman niya kung ano nangyayari sa Earth
oo.
Sa whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yung kay Sir Tyler naman, literal siya na bato, na Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Pa. So, same pa rin, pero may konting difference lang. So, tingin ko, if ma-develop niya pa yan, baka may makuha pa tayong ibang ideas or ibang readings pa. Siguro kay Sir Gerard or kung sino nating matap na makapag-explain further kung ano yung abilities ni Sir Tyler.
Mabigat ka ba, Tyler?
Thank you, actually. Baka dahil mataba talaga ako, so baka parang
Joke lang yun.
bato.
Joke lang yun.
Hindi, pero iba, yung going back to sinabi ni Gray ha, parang iba nga because ako, well, sabi ni Miss May dati na tubig ako.
Okay.
So parang fluid. Pero yung nag-login nga ako dito sa Zoom, parang solid yung feeling.
Mm-mm.
As in, bato.
Bato.
Bato na blue-gray.
Bato na blue.
Actually, yung una kong bukas kanina, yung unang bukas, yung unang pasok ko sa Zoom, para siyang concrete wall. Yung na-encounter ko.
Okay.
Parang kang bumangga sa wall.
Mm-mm.
Yung una kong pasok, ko, oops, ano yun? Yun yung agad yung unang nag-register sa akin.
Hindi kaya siya connected dun sa yun nga yung because I don't know again the technical term, no? I'm able to block.
Oo.
I mean, di ba? Nullify or
Mm,
block
mm.
or basically shield or
oo.
harang.
Parang harang kasi siya.
Parang sige, pag nandito ka, sige, safe ka, wala akong makikita. Or sige, grounded ka. Parang gano'n. Kung yun yung to use a word we've been using, symbology
Yes, oo.
nung bato, no? Or a mountain, especially a mountain, parang kayang magbasag ng bagyo ng
Oo.
ang bundok,
Mm-mm.
'di ba? Parang gano'n.
Oo.
So baka I don't know if I'm reading too much into it,
Mm.
pero baka gano'n relating it to okay, walang nakakakita pag nandito ka. So bato, okay, harangan mo. So, something like that. Baka gano'n.
Mm-mm. Oo. Wala tayong data dyan, pero sige. Itanong natin. Pero maganda nga, it makes sense na sinabi nila yun na parang papasok nila parang biglang merong harang di ba? Tama ba, Gray? Parang may harang, parang may nag-stop.
Opo.
Buti lang hindi nawala yung internet signal. Buti hindi yun
Buhay pa. Oo, buhay pa. Ang sabi lang nila, retrograde is still in Venus and Mercury. Ano meaning nun, JP? Baka may gulo pa?
Yung Mercury kasi pag nag-retrograde, parang yun yung nasisiraan yung mga computer or nasisiraan yung energy ng mga tao. Yung Venus in retrograde, yun ata yung conflicts. Kasi Venus is yung love planet or something.
Okay. So may ganun pala yun. Sige.
Pero hindi ako naniniwala sa ganyan.
Kanya-kanya. Kanya-kanya naman talaga eh. So si Jojo naniniwala doon, I'm assuming.
Affected silang dalawa nun eh.
Talaga? Si Noel rin? I guess same lang eh, di ba? Pag pinapaniwalaan mo, affected ka kung may mangyaring ganun, di ba? Sa ganun lang.
Hindi ko pinasukan yung sa feng shui na ano to, yung star stepping, ganun. Masyadong masakit sa ulo.
Mm-mm.
Kaya ayoko din ma-affect ng mga planet.
Kasi very curious rin talaga ako dun if merong parang hidden, sorry, wag kang ma-offend. Parang hidden esoteric knowledge na yun lang, parang tayo lang may mag-practice ito or whatever.
Actually, meron akong mga kilalang mason na talagang nag-aaral niyan about yung hidden mysteries, deeper esoteric knowledge, even astrology, planetary alignment, for example, and how it relates to us, and how we can be more potent or more powerful, or how we can access this energy if we use it. Parang dinidikit nila sa mga ibang symbolisms or ng masoneria or ng allegory, and that's not, I mean, it's not prohibited. I mean, you can study that, and sila nakikita nila yung connection. Ako, sabihin natin nandun pa lang siguro ako, or nandun pa lang ako sa, alam ko yung symbology, alam ko yung ibig sabihin, alam ko yung deeper meaning. For example, sinasabi sa na it's about self-improvement. So essentially, Freemasonry is about character building, self-improvement, how you can be a better man. Yun yung isang tawag sa masoneria, making good men better.
Okay.
So we give you a set of principles, we teach you a certain set of principles. This is esoteric knowledge because it is knowledge of a certain class, no? And we're giving it to you since you're admitted to the brotherhood already. Use these symbols, use these working tools, use these virtues and principles so you can be a better man. So something like that. Essentially ganon.
Yes, oo.
So I get out what I put into it.
Yes,
So kung
oo.
sineseryoso ko yun, malamang nga magiging akong mas mabuting tao. Hindi para ipagmayabang na bumuti ako, ngunit para sa akin, para sa pamilya ko, para sa mga komunidad na kinalulugaran ko. Pero kung yung iba na gusto pang lumalim yung kaalaman nila, pwede rin naman yun. At marami akong kilalang ganun. At marami rin naman silang naitutulong sa mga kapatid, sa mga ibang tao. So ginagamit nila yan. So I guess kanya-kanyang talento, kanya-kanyang interest. No? Yun eh. Kung ano yung talaga yung pinasok mo, yun rin yung makukuha mo dun sa kapatiran.
Oo. Tama nga. Which is a good thing na parang, again, wag ka ma-offend, Tyler. Niloloko ko yung na parang, o kaya nagsasara ng pintuan, nagiinuman lang kayo dyan. Yan ang gino ko sa kanya.
Minsan ganon.
Kasi yung ginoke nila sa akin, inuman lang kami doon. Tapos sinasarado nga yung pinto. Kasi meron yun.
Well, syempre, part of it, I mean,
yes.
Perhaps a big part of the fraternity is also fellowship. Syempre, natutuwa ka na you're with like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
You're with brothers. You're with kindred souls. No? Na parang pareho yung gusto nyong mangyari. And it helps that you're not alone in this cause for the betterment of yourself as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So, magandang may kasama ka, may kasalo ka.
Oo.
Dahil mahirap kung ikaw lang mag-isa.
Mm-hmm.
Kasama ka, parang you're in the company of brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So, kaya nakakatuwa rin pag may fellowship kami.
Yes.
Although ngayon nga, hindi kami masyado nakapagkita dahil sa public health emergency. Ngunit, pag may pagkakataon at sana makapagkita na kami, pwede na ulit namin yung gawin. So it's part seriousness, part fun also.
Mm-hmm. Oo nga. So totoo, okay. Confirm naman pala. minsan meron.
Meron. Actually, after every meeting or after every ceremony, usually may fellowship talaga.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you share a meal.
Yes.
You share a few drinks. So yeah,
okay.
like any other brotherhood.
Yes.
Like any other fraternity.
Mm-hmm. Tama nga. Sorry, Tyler, bigla akong nasa notes ko nakita ko lang. Masiskip lang ako mabilis. So the whole time nakasama mo yung friends mong nakakaramdam, nakakakita, personally wala kang observable na evidence sa mga sinasabi nila. Let's say may nakitang gumalaw na anything, may narinig ka. Kasi sesegue ko lang kahapon, may kausap kaming author, journalist. Sabi niya, hindi siya fully in, hindi siya naniniwala. I mean, open-minded siya enough na meron, yes, pero wala, hanggang nakaamoy lang siya tsaka nakarinig. Pero aside from that, wala na talaga. Wala siya nakikita. Pero ikaw, pagkasama mo sila, wala kang nakikita or naramdaman talaga? Wala. Okay.
Parang dead spot.
Oo.
Wala talaga. Parang no activity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kasi pag ako lang, I guess ganun din. Wala nararamdaman talaga.
Oo.
So pag sila rin, wala, as long as nandun ako sa vicinity
nila.
O sa tabi. Parang wala. Parang sabi nila, parang maaliwalas.
At may dala ka talagang liwanag pala. Ikaw, before we end this, ikaw may questions ka ba dito sa nakakaramdam natin? Baka meron kang gusto itanong or anything. Andito na rin sila.
Hindi, ako nagpapasalamat lang ako dahil yun nga, may pagkakataon na makausap kayo. At salamat dun sa feedback kanina na yung nakita nyong yung parang bato, boulder, and it's good to look into that. Siguro I'll research on that also. And if kasi ako tulad nga ng sinabi ko kay May, kung ito ang binigay sa akin, kung ito ang aking gift at ito ang pwede kong maibigay o contribution ko sa ibang tao, edi gandahan na natin. Gawin na natin maayos. Kasi kung ito na ang binigay sa akin, di naman natin to pwedeng baguhin.
Yes, oo.
At tanggapin na natin. At tinatanggap ko. At kaya nga ginugusto kong laliman pa yung kaalaman ko at kung ano pa yung pwede kong malaman at para mas makatulong pa, whether kung ano man ang maitulong ko, gugustuhin ko yan at gusto ko yun talaga.
Mm-mm.
Pero question lang, sorry, pumasok lang to. Tyler, alam mo may kasama ka, di ba?
What do you mean?
Nasabi ba ni Miss
dito?
May or ni
What,
Olivia?
may kasama ngayon sa akin?
Mm-mm.
Ako ngayon? Or what? Guide? Or
Friend guide.
no? Well, it wasn't characterized as that because I don't know kasi nung kausap ko si May, I mean, she was able to access a guide, I suppose, or a custodian of my record, or
Ay, no.
I don't know what you call that. Pero as to kung meron akong kasama or wala. And it's interesting kung namalaman yun. And I guess
Para
it's
siyang
okay.
sorry for the term, parang lamang lupa. Gawa siya sa lupa. Hindi ko pa na-research yung creature na to, Dilek, sorry.
Okay lang.
Lupa pero matigas, just like yourself. And parang grounding siya. So I guess, when you make rash decisions, ito yung nagsasabi sa'yo na parang, wait, hinay-hinay lang, parang let's weigh the pros and cons. And then,
But is it, if I may ask, is it a like positive guide or is it parang negative or complementing?
complimenting
Does it
naman.
complement? Okay.
Kapag sinasabi ko pala friends, it's complimenting.
Okay.
Kasi I don't see
Okay.
them,
Sorry.
I don't see them as guides or as spirit,
Spirit guide or
Parang,
bantay.
oo. Parang mas friend yung relationship.
Pero paano niya, if I'm not able to sense or discern, how can that friend influence me or influence my
Baka kasi
decision? For example, ngayon, wala akong nararamdaman. So,
baka kasi same element kayo. So parang I guess yun yung complement. Parang bato
okay.
din siya, earth ka. So parang you can communicate at the same level because both of you are of the same element.
Okay.
Parang ganun.
Hindi, wala lang. Yun lang eh. Parang, it's interesting and thank you. Thank you for the feedback. No? Meron palang ganon. So, meron pala akong ganon. Meron palang kaibigan na ganon. So, maganda. Yun lang. Yung parang paano ako natutulungan nun or paano ako nasasamahan nung kaibigan. What's the technical term? Is that
Iba-iba kasi kagaya niyan. Si JP may ibang terminologies, ibang tao may ibang si Miss May may ibang terminology. So parang ako ang pagkaintindi ko, tama ba JP? Parang elemental, tama ba JP? Oo.
Parang earth
Kasi-
elemental. Closest talaga yung sa folklore nating lamang lupa eh.
okay.
Mm.
Okay. Akala ko pala, ngayon ko lang akala ko pa nung sinabi mo may kasama kasi may kasama akong papi dito. Hindi naman siguro siya to.
Tahimik ka, wala kami naririnig. Tinanong mo ba ever kasi again, mas maganda kumuha ka rin ng input sa iba, feeling ko. Or di ko lang kung tinatanong mo yung mga kaibigan mo nakakita. Kung meron sila napapansin or meron sila nararamdaman.
Wala.
Oo.
I mean, hindi ko pa nagawa yun. So, baka pwede rin yung gawin. Or siguro dahil alam ko rin siguro kung ano yung how I can bring out information from that person.
Oo.
Or siguro nagiging alam ko na kung ano yung itatanong para makuha yung information na yun. But I don't know if that's because of the gift or that's because of experience or the training. So baka yun nga, I mean it becomes blurred, no? Hindi ko alam kung alin doon.
Yes, kung draw ka from that ability or not. Pero yun, si JP rin naman kasi ibang klase yan. So ibang radar niyan. So baka mas na pick up niya for some reason. Eventually kay Doc, kandiyan ka no, Eventually, kay Doc,
Yes.
kinausap na siya kasi nag-manifest na in front of him. Tama no, Doc?
Yes. Yes. I think it's part of their it's part of their parang hindi naman siguro job description, no. That's too much. Pero they don't let their parang hindi help, more of help kasi.
Mm-mm.
Yun nga, siguro there are meron silang sort of influence
Influence.
sa
Oo.
atin,
Mm.
but they do not let their presence be known. Kumbaga, parang yun nga sabi nga, yun, marami rin nagsasabi sa akin before na they feel a presence na kasama ko palagi. Ever since I was young, di ba, kinuwento ko sa iyo,
Yes,
out
oo.
of nowhere,
Oo.
meron biglang lalapit sa akin na, uy, ganyan, parang meron kang kasama, ganito, ganyan, helping you out, parang yun nga, magiging magagamot ka in the future. When I was young, sinasabi na nila sa akin yun. Medyo bias ngayon kung iisipin ko na, kung siguro kung bias kung sasabihin ko na, okay, I became a doctor because of
Oo.
him, because
Oo.
of them,
Oo.
parang gano'n, di
Oo.
ba? It's bias, pero yun nga, it's up to us na lang siguro if we're gonna accept yun nga yung sinasabi nila na yun, they did influence us or they did help us. But I can honestly say naman talaga na there were really things na I couldn't really explain. Me as a man of science, no? Ano kasi ako evidence-based ako eh. Everything that I do talaga, evidence-based. I practice what I preach. So there are really things na I that happened to me that I couldn't explain.
Mm-mm.
So yun na lang, I leave it at that.
Oo.
So I'm not saying na it is because of my guides, pero yun nga, there are things na I really couldn't explain. I could have died many times, countless times, pero I'm still here. Doing what I do, yun nga, helping people, and yun nga, biased kasi sabihin ko na, di ba? It's because of them.
Oo.
But I believe,
Part of it. Oo.
if it is, I am very thankful, you know,
Mm-mm.
kasi siguro I don't think I am here where I am right now
Kung wala.
if, you know, not for those things siguro. Yun lang.
Oo.
Yun.
Maganda nga yung analogy ni JP dyan. Nag-uusap kami ng isang gabi. Sabi ko, yung spirit guides, technically, hindi naman sila palagi, maganda yung JP, no? Hindi naman sila palagi nandiyan sa tabi mo eh. So sabi ko, so parang ano sila, parang doting parent. Sabi niya, hindi, parang, ano yung term mo, JP, tito, no? Maganda yung ano mo eh, analogy mo doon.
Favorite tito.
Oo. Na, sige, alam ko may ginagawa kang masama, bahala ka, alam mo naman tama sa mali, pero kung may gawin kang masama, may nangyari masama, tutulungan kita. Tama, di ba? Parang ganun yung ano mo eh. Analogy mo. Parang nag-retrograde na, no? Naglag yata si Tyler.
Hello. Hindi kaya yan yung powers niya.
Oo nga eh. binlock na kayo. Tyler, nandiyan ka pa? Parang binlock mo na kami.
Yan.
Ayan. Okay.
Yan, nawala ako.
Oo. Gumana yung
Yan na, yung bato na
na-retrograde ka. May question pa kayo? Gray, may question ka?
Ano lang, parang weird question lang. Si Jose Rizal ba is part of the Mason? Or a Mason?
Yes. Most of the revolutionaries, mga katipunero, mga revolutionaries before were Masons. So Rizal, Bonifacio, Aguinaldo, Mabini, Del Pilar, Luna. So halos lahat sila. In fact, sinasabi nga na the Katipunan was essentially a Masonic lodge or Masonic organization.
Talaga?
May mga nagsasabi nun, may mga research into that. Although may mga nagsasabi namang hindi totoo yan. So, others are claiming na gano'n, na Katipunan met secretly because it was essentially a Masonic lodge.
Yes, oo.
So, halos lahat sila ay mga Mason. That's why, pag makikita nyo, dadaan kayo dun sa I don't know kung napadaan kayo doon sa Taft Avenue, bandang doon sa Scottish Rite Temple, bandang Avenue, bandang Quirino, right before, or essentially right beside PWU.
Yes.
No? Yung Scottish Rite Temple doon. Meron doon quote that the Philippine Revolution was I don't remember the exact quote, but was Masonically inspired and Masonically executed. Dahil halos lahat nga sila ay
Mga
ay
mason.
mga
Mm.
so that's why parang love of country, being good men are what we strive for, what we strive to do because sila nga yung naging examples nun. Kaya may criticism nga tuwing may, I mean, to be honest, tuwing may mason na involved sa mga scandals, ganyan na parang, ay, mason pa naman siya. Parang may mali rin. Ganon. So, dahil, totoo, dahil commitment mo yan na maging upright ka dapat, maging matinong tao. Siyempre, hindi ka naman perfecto, wala naman taong perfecto. And I wouldn't want to judge their circumstances. But yun nga, that's one challenge, no? Because we claim ourselves to be good men who want to be better.
Yes.
So, I mean, dapat we do that. I mean, ako, di ba, I do not claim that. I have my imperfections, a lot of it. But yun nga, it's about striving.
Yes, to be a
striving
better person.
be better. It's more of that. Yun yung paglalakbay. Diba? So with all the teaching, tinuturo yan sa'yo. Nakalagay yan dito. Ito yung symbol niyan. Ganyan. Apply mo. So, ganun. Ganun essentially.
Ang ganda, i-research ko pero parang yung term nga na journeyman, ilang beses ko nababasa yun. Pero gusto ko malaman, does it doon ba nanggaling talaga sa mga Mason, sa Freemasonry? Pero sige, research ko yan. Yung journeyman.
Philosophically, ang alam kong isang gumamit niyan ay si Gabriel Marcel. Tawag niya doon, journeyman. No? Man on a journey. Yung kanyang sinasabing homo viator. The man on a journey. So, yan yung konsepto ni Marcel. No? So, I do not know if it has roots in Freemasonry because ang kwento nung operative Masons, yung mga gumagawa pa talaga ng cathedrals, siyempre, gumagawa sila sa Europe ng mga cathedrals.
Yes.
Pag tapos na to, naman sila sa ibang side.
Kaya sila talaga
How do you prove that you're skilled? How do you prove that you're a master Mason, operative na marunong ka talaga? So, they will test you. So, yun yung challenge. So, if you really have that knowledge kung paano gumawa ng bloke-bloke at kung paano gumawa ng cathedral, i-prove mo sa amin. That's the mode of recognition. Yung skill. So, we converted that, the speculative Masons converted that into these esoteric principles. So for example, when I go to the US or to other countries, they say, I'm a Mason, I want to attend this lodge. I can present you my certificate or whatnot. But I can still be what we call challenged. And they prove to me that you're a Mason. So certain questions would be asked of me.
Okay.
And then I will be challenged, give me let's say, the handshake. I have to give them the proper handshake.
Okay.
So something like that. So it's not esoteric na dahil meron kaming nilulutong kung ano man.
New World Order.
New World Order, ganyan. Wala naman. Or baka hindi pa ako kasama doon. Meron talaga. Hindi pa ako kasama doon. Baka naman. Pero but I mean, as far as I know, hindi naman.
Pag nag-deep dive ka talaga sa mga conspiracy theories na binabasa ko, paisip ka talaga na sa New World Order na yan.
Kasi sinalala na sa States, di ba? Dahil George Washington was a Mason.
Yes.
Lots of the signers of the Declaration of Independence were Masons. Many US presidents were Masons. So, yun na talaga, New World Order. But hindi, nagkataon na ganun. So, I mean, I guess it's something like that. No? So, I guess it's just because they joined, they were better men. They were good men who wanted to become better, and so they applied what was taught to them inside the lodge, and they prospered.
Yes. So, thank you, Tyler. Salamat.
Maraming salamat.
Sige.
Maraming salamat at
Okay.
Ingat kayong lahat.
Okay, ikaw rin. I'd like to thank Tyler for reaching out and sharing his insights into his sensitivity. He actually joins us again 2 episodes after this, as we have a psychic consultation with more experienced practitioners. From my observation, more and more people are opening up to their abilities and sensitivities, and it's important to hear from others who have gone through the journey before and learn how to navigate this rarely talked about path. Personally, this is the first time I've heard of someone with, let's say, abilities like Tyler. I'm not sure if any of the listeners out there have friends who are like Tyler. If you have stories to share similar to it, please email us at paranormalsph@gmail.com and we can try to decipher it from there. I'd like to thank my Suki guests for dropping by and joining the call, Doc, Gray, and JP. In case this is the first episode you are listening to and you want to know more about their stories, the stories of Doc, the stories of Gray and JP, I'll post a link to their episodes in the show notes. They are past guests who join from time to time, listening in and providing insight to things that they might have input on. Their stories are as rich and as interesting as Tyler, so I suggest you give them a listen. If you want to discuss Freemasonry, secret societies, and the evolution of the mystery schools, you might want to join our Discord channel, where we can discuss all the things you found interesting in this episode. If you enjoy this type of topic and you want to be notified when we've put up a new episode, please subscribe to our channel either on YouTube, Facebook, or Spotify. We have new episodes every Tuesday, 7 p.m. on Spotify, and Thursdays, 1:37 p.m. on YouTube. A giant thank you to our paranormal Patreons and coffee supporters: Sunny, Jay, Don, I Am Who I Am, Mob Capo, Enrico, and Andrea. Many thanks to all your support. In case you want to support the podcast via Patreon, I'll put the link in the show notes for more details. You'll find different tiers of support for whatever suits you best. Thank you to Light for the coffee. I am drinking a cup now, and thank you for your support. If you are a supportive person and you want to support the podcast in other ways, you can go through our past episodes and share the episode that got you hooked, or maybe share your favorite episode. The Paranormal Podcast is engineered and produced by F90 Productions. I would greatly appreciate it if you leave us a review on Spotify or on your preferred delivery platform. As of this recording, a lot of people have tested positive, so let's all maintain health and safety protocols. And I hope everyone stays safe. Thank you all for listening. Latak listener peeps, kamusta na? Anong pinaggagawa nyo nitong Ghost Month? Kamusta mga kamumu? Sabi nga ni Norby. Sana naman di puro ghosting ang ginagawa nyo. Ngunit subalit datapwat, hindi lang Ghost Month ang sineselebrate natin ngayon sa panahong ito. Buwan ng wika rin, kaya sa next episode matcha-challenge ang pagbibigkas ko sa dilang kinalakhan sa intro at extra na gagawin ko. Abangan nyo na lang. Gusto ko lang ihirit actually sa LL portion na maganda pang magbasa at magsaliksik tungkol sa Freemasonry and actually sa Knights Templar. Nasabi na naman ni Tyler na walang clear connection, pero before ako maliwanagan actually, kala ko talaga super connected silang dalawa. Pero yun, kulang ako sa research, alam mo naman na fake news ako. Anyway, nagsimula actually yung curiosity ko dyan nung nabasa ko yung libro na Holy Blood, Holy Grail, kung saan na sabi na nag-survive yung bloodline ni Christ and Mary Magdalene, and na-pass on yan sa ilang French royalty, yung Merovingian line, di ba? Anyway, basahin nyo na lang. Very interesting yan, promise. I think dyan rin sa book ko nalaman na at kinonect na may ties yung Knights Templar with Freemasonry nga. Again, debunk na. Pero sabi lang dito, sabi lang sa book, syempre. 80s pa to. Sinasabi na may same ritual na may iniinom sila sa isang ritual through a human skull. So, ayun. Nabaril na nga ni Tyler yung aking theory. So, adjust na lang, di ba? Pero gaya na sinabi ko, maganda rin basahin ang origins ng Knight Templar, yung role nila sa history. And kung mahilig kayo actually sa medieval war movies, panoorin niyo yung movie ni Ridley Scott, Kingdom of Heaven. Yung director's cut kasi mas complete, mas maganda. Hindi siya historically accurate pero pinagtagpi-tagpi lang nila yung ibang parts ng history na naging cohesive yung movie. So, wala man direct connection ng Freemason sa Knights Templar, maganda pa rin mabasa ang history ng mga ito. So, yun na muna. Assignment pala ito. Research and give me a 2-page reaction paper next week. Ayun. So, okay, ingat.